Dance to the rhythm, let it flow. Here comes the ripple effect, let's go.
Welcome to the Ripple Effect Podcast. And again, we have the great and powerful, one of the best in the world, Medium Kim Teagan.
Good morning, Noah.
Thanks,
Host.
Host, co-host.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. I'm always happy to be here with you.
We've got to remember that if you like this content, like and subscribe.
Smash that like button for us.
Smash
Smash it, please.
Smash that like button. Exactly.
So I have to do a quick shout out to my brother Kevin because every week he texts me and says, "Kim, I need you to send me your podcast from last week. I need to listen." So, what's up, Kev? This one goes out to you,
Kevin.
Yay.
Hi, Kevin. Glad you're watching.
Yes, thanks for listening and watching and all that good stuff. So, what do we want to talk about today?
Well, you have this great topic that you're more informed on than me. Mercury in retrograde. Where are we at? Everybody's been feeling so weird for how many weeks?
Mercury retrograde is, I like to refer to it as Mercury pouting.
Mercury pouting.
So I'm sure that a lot of you that are listening probably already understand, but for those that aren't quite sure exactly, I like to refer to it as, I want you to imagine the Indy 500.
Okay.
You know, where cars are, you know, the cars are just continuing to make a left turn, and they're going around the track, they're all paced, they're all in alignment, right, before the actual race starts. And that's what happens with the planets. And then Mercury decides to pout, is what I call it. So Mercury is the planet of communication. So anything that has to do with any form of communication, your phone, your computers, verbal communication, text messages, emails, leaving voicemails. This is the time where I tell people, back up your computer, back up your phones. You're going to lose your photo. You potentially could lose your photos. You're trying to call somebody. You just got off the phone with them. You said you'd call them back. And then all of a sudden you go to call them. And all of a sudden you get this weird like Verizon or AT&T message saying, "We're sorry, but the number you have reached," weird, funky stuff.
Yeah.
So I always tell people that during this time, you know, they say that when Mercury is in retrograde, try not to buy a house, try not to put yourself in some kind of a legal contract of any kind, because the communication is it's off. People hear things differently. A lot of times people's exes will reach out during Mercury retrograde. A lot of times people will be caught in their head over, oh, should I contact my ex? Should I, or I'm thinking about this person. So if you're going for an interview or you're doing something and you're following up with someone, don't trust the email. Follow it up with a phone call. Yeah. Because it tends to just, I don't know, magnify people's emotions. And so what's happening is Mercury kind of falls out of the loop of the Indy 500, if you will. It kind of pulls over and slows down. And so what it does at that point is it makes it almost look like it's going backwards instead of forwards.
That's what retrograde means.
And so it almost pulls, it tugs, right? And so today, ladies and gentlemen, Mercury has finally decided to get back in the move of things and start to move with the rest of the planets. So there is a shadow Mercury that still happens. You may feel a little bit of residual over the next couple of days, which is the shadow piece of it. But for the most part, we've already been through the thick of it. Now, I don't know about you, but the people that I've spoken to and me personally, this retrograde was weird.
Challenging.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. How are you guys feeling out there? How have you been feeling for the last 3 weeks? I know that just energetically things have felt a little different. I don't even know how to put my finger on it. I don't even know the words for it. It's just felt off.
Unsettled. Is that a better word?
That's a good word.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Off.
Unsettled, uncertain, unable to really make like decisions. I was telling Noah before we got on the podcast, I'm like, right now I feel like I need my spirit guides to just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Somebody just tell me what to do right now, because I'm just kind of floating. I'm just kind of here. I'm present, but it seems like the world is spinning at a different, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like when thank you. Okay, this is what I just got a vision of. You know, when you play old school records, the vinyls. Yeah. I feel like the vinyl is now going backwards.
Okay.
Like, reverse. In reverse.
Yeah.
So things have a lot of things in the world maybe are in reverse for me, visually,
Retrograde.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Retrograde, reverse. So I'm thankful that today is the 23rd and Mercury has decided to come play with the rest of the planets because it's been weird.
Yeah.
What have you been experiencing?
Yeah. No, it's very, the energy shifts for sure are noticeable, right? The desert, we like to call this the desert, where you're quiet. There's nothing really going on, right? There's not a whole lot of movement. You're not getting, dreams are not there, right? It's quiet.
Yeah.
Right? And that's weird.
It is, especially when you're so used to having so much going on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everything just goes, shh. Yeah. And maybe I need to look at it from a different angle and say, you know what, Kim, maybe right now that's where you need to be, is just quiet. And just allow things to, it's kind of like when you're driving down a major highway or even a back road. It doesn't even have to be a major highway. But, you're heading one direction and you're moving and you're grooving. And as these cars are passing, you're not turning to look at the car to see, that it passed you, and you're not following it all the way through. Like maybe the thoughts in our mind really just need to be that car that's just driving by. Just let it go. Maybe it's not a time to process deep things right now. Maybe it's a time to just let things be.
Yeah.
And not worry about having an answer to anything.
I love this. Yes.
Because aren't we always in search of some kind of an answer?
Right.
Whether it's, did I get the job? Is my ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend going to call me during Mercury retrograde? Or, what am I going to do for dinner tonight? Like, we're always thinking of something and we're requiring an answer. Maybe right now the answer is to just be.
Ooh, I love this.
Hit the snooze button.
Yeah.
And let it be.
Yeah.
So it's been weird.
I know, because usually, and listen, and definitely in your field, as one of the best mediums in the world, you're very busy. There's a lot coming at you, right? There's a lot of people that need your help.
It can be very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But over the years, I've learned, back in the day, I never really had, when my gift came, to me, and I was young and I didn't really know what to do with it. But then when I really started diving into my gift, there wasn't anybody that was coaching me on how to do this. I kind of had to learn how to do it all on my own. And, now that spirituality and tapping into our gifts has become more mainstream, there's lots of mentors and lots of teachers out there that can help, right? So I remember there was times back in the day where I would go to a party or I would go to a gathering and people like, oh, I understand that you're, a medium or a psychic. Like, can you read my mind? Can you tell me what's going, that's really the last place that I really want to do those kinds of things. Although, sometimes it is fun to, get to know, but like, I can't necessarily, I've taught myself how to keep myself in that bubble so that I can still feel energy, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when I'm going to a gathering, the last thing I really want to do is like pick up on everybody's stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I want to close myself down to it and just maybe read the room, but not necessarily read the person.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot. I mean, otherwise you're diving into understanding in a more clear way, changing your tuner, right? Like Albert talked about last week.
Yeah.
Changing your frequency to really get those messages clear. Sometimes it's just way too much energy, right?
It can be overwhelming.
In a group setting.
And as I get older and I realize that a big group of people or a big setting with a lot of people, it's not my... It's not my jam anymore. We just said jam today at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not my jam anymore. I used to struggle with going to concerts because there's 20,000 people or 30,000 people at a concert. And I can still go and enjoy, but I find that the deeper I get into my own spiritual journey or my own path, the less I want to be around a lot of people.
Right.
I tend to just go, no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel that same way?
I enjoy going to concerts and stuff, but things are unfolding for me differently, for sure. So I don't necessarily get all of I can just imagine, you're sitting in a large stadium and all of a sudden there's 4 or 5 things that are coming to you and you're like, I can't ignore this. I'm sitting next to this person. Okay, let me talk to her. Right? That doesn't happen for me. Not yet.
Yeah. Well, I've turned it off now.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I was really tapping into this and really opening myself up to doing mediumship for people, or even just intuition, I did have a lot of fun with it, and I still do. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm honoring my time. So when I'm out and I'm doing a social gathering, I'm honoring myself by saying, okay, it's kind of like, I can't remember what the movie it was in, but God comes in through the email. You have mail.
Yeah.
So like, I've asked my guides and my team, like, if there's somebody that's in the room that a loved one is wanting to speak with, you need to shoot me you've got mail. I'll read it tomorrow, and I'll contact the person and let them know that there's someone that might want to connect with you.
Yeah.
But I had to learn how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot. I mean, there's no book.
No.
I mean, there's guides and people that can teach you along the way.
Right.
There's no book. There's no manual for this.
Yeah.
Where is it? Nobody's emailed me that thing yet.
Yeah, because it's kind of also like the parental book. After you have a child, like, it's like, okay, Source, I would love for you to like drop that parenting book down in my lap. And so many people, we do the best that we can with what we have, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can go to
things.
Barnes and Noble and find parenting books, and you can find spiritual books, and you can find mediumship books, but they don't always necessarily fit.
Yeah, I think every child is programmed differently, and not everyone needs to be adulted or parented in the same way. Like, I can't put every child in the same box.
Right.
They're all special and unique. And, one you might just have to look at with that parental look, and they know, oh, I probably shouldn't do that anymore. Whereas the other one you might have to get a little stern with, because they don't get it. So, yeah, life is crazy.
It is
it's
crazy.
Just so much coming at once. And I was telling Noah before we got on the podcast, I go, you know what? Maybe it's just supposed to be a quiet time right now, where not looking for any answers.
Yeah.
Just existing, being present, and just, sometimes I feel like the Grinch, like, ew, people, ew. I don't always want to, I don't want to do people. But then I'm like, I love people. I love to be around people. So it's really, it's a shift for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually a very I guess I would say a very social, very gregarious person. I like to meet new people. I love to hear their stories.
Yeah.
Whether I'm sitting in an airport waiting for a flight, or I'm, at a sports bar and they are playing music and I'm talking to somebody next to me. I enjoy getting to know people. And I know you have some cool experiences on your travels with meeting some people too.
Of course.
So I enjoy it, but I'm also like, right now in this phase, I'm like, ew. Ew.
I mean, I sat next to a lady on the plane ride home from Tampa, and she was writing things, and I was a little curious, but I could tell she didn't really want to talk.
Yeah.
And I kind of just sat there. I had my podcast on. I was listening to Rogan. I should be listening to us. What am I doing?
It's okay.
We got to publish to Spotify too. Good thing to remember. Got to do that. And I just sat there. I didn't really sleep. I just was kind of in this meditative state for 3.5 hours, just sitting, eyes closed, had my sunglasses on so nobody bothered me. Mm-hmm. My hat. I just sat there.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice. Nothing was going through my mind. It was very quiet.
It's good.
Except for the plane was noisy. Other than that, I just sat there.
So you put on your mask first.
Yeah.
And you took care of you.
I did.
And you shut out the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to do that. I think it's important. I don't think we as humans do that enough.
Put your oxygen mask
to just
on first.
Be present. Don't worry about fixing anyone's problems.
Yeah.
Don't worry about, your grocery list. Just be. And I think the world I don't know, to me it feels like it's speeding up even faster and faster and faster. And I don't know if that's science, if that's actual, if we could find something that is proving that time is actually speeding up.
I wonder what the Schumann resonance is showing us these days.
But it does feel that things are just, I remember, growing up in upstate New York, and just the summers were fun and the fireflies were out. And, I always, as a kid, looked forward to going back to school because I always wanted to buy all my school stuff. Because that was always fun as a kid.
Yeah.
But it just seems like now it's like, I can't even believe we're almost at the end of July. I feel like January was just here not too long ago. So there's something going on with time.
It feels like, time is going faster or slower, depending on where you're at. Usually, and I know people have this perspective, it always feels like when you're traveling someplace, it takes longer to get there than coming home.
Yeah.
Why does it feel that way?
I think the anticipation and the excitement to get there.
Yeah.
And, I can't get here soon enough. Oh my gosh, we're almost there. Like 1 more hour,
Yeah.
And then when you're there and you do your thing, and then when you're on the flight home, you're just like, and you're reflecting on maybe how much fun you had on the trip, or the things that you did, or whether it was a business trip or personal. And I think that you like decompress at that point. But then you can't get home soon enough, because then you get to the airport and, it's just, we speed things up a lot.
I feel like it, yeah.
On our own.
But it's noticeable. So it's interesting. I had this conversation with one of my buddies, Kevin, and he, we were just being introspective on life a little bit. And what, I was this is a good topic. Time, first of all, one of those things. He brought this observation to me, right? Why does it always feel shorter coming home, right? And the anticipation, some of the reasoning there makes sense, right? You can kind of put reasoning to it.
Yeah.
And then we got into this topic about the observer, right? And I was, who is the observer inside you? Who is observing your life? He goes, it's me. I say, yeah, but who is that? Who is me? Who is the observer in your life? Watching your life go through. Who's recording that? Is that you, just your egoic self? No.
It's your higher self. It's your soul.
It's your soul. Observing your life. Watching you do your daily tasks. You have programs running. I got to get up, brush my teeth, take a shower,
right,
get ready for the day, blah, blah, blah. But then there's these moments in your life, and I know everybody has these, where you're like, wait a second. I feel like I need to be here. I feel like this was planned, right? Now I'm observing something on my timeline that was already there.
Yeah. There's been a lot of people actually saying that they've jumped timelines.
Yeah.
Their timelines have shifted.
Yeah.
And for some of the people, including myself, it's been like I said, the last 3 weeks have been awkward energy. But maybe that's because I'm about ready to launch into a new timeline.
Yeah.
Whether jumping timelines or receiving new upgrades.
Yeah.
So
and when you say that,
when
you say jumping timelines, people can put all these preconceived notions from the movies, right? You're jumping a timeline, it's a drastic shift in your life. Well, that's not necessarily true, right? Sometimes shifting a timeline can be very subtle. You won't even really notice. Something might be slightly different that you pick up on. The black cat in the Matrix, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Ooh, okay. Is that a subtle difference? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Could be.
Yeah.
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 Shifting timelines. It's not like, hey, I'm shifting into a timeline and now I'm in a completely different reality, right? Everything feels completely different. That's not shifting timelines. When people talk about shifting timelines, to give some context to folks, it can be that subtle, right?
Yeah. One of the things I used to do, I haven't done it lately, maybe I need to do that, is I used to go to bed every night and say 3 times, I intend to wake up in my best possible reality. I intend to wake up in my best possible reality. I intend to wake up in my best possible reality. Go to sleep. And while I'm sleeping, before I fall asleep, I visualize what in, my perspective, in my mind, my right ear is ringing right now.
Yeah.
What is my best possible reality? What does my life look like if it was my best? So you fall asleep imagining that. And then as soon as you wake up, before your feet even hit the floor, give yourself a minute, because you're kind of sleepy. You wake up. And as soon as you are, not quite so sleepy, you say 3 times immediately, I am in my best possible reality. I'm in my best possible reality. I am in my best possible reality. My right ear is ringing again. And then you start your day. And the more and more and more you do this, you're setting that intention. And you can find yourself going, wow, like looking back and going, wow, like today was so great. Like this is my best possible reality. Like in order for us to manifest it, we have to speak it. Right? So if anybody out there wants to give that a shot, it's powerful.
Oh, yeah.
It's very powerful. So I feel like this is something that I'm actually hearing myself say to myself right now. Kim, maybe you need to be doing that again. Yeah, you need to be doing that. So it's give it a shot. Let us know, how you feel.
I need to hit the gong for that.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Your best possible reality. Visualize it and step into it.
Ooh, that thing is powerful today. It's taken over. Ooh, it's so good.
Talk about a ripple effect.
And we bring this up a lot. We're all vibration, right?
Yeah.
Everything is a vibration. This table is a vibration. This keyboard has a vibration. You have a vibration. I have a vibration. Everything is frequency,
Absolutely.
right? And what a great frequency that thing is.
That was good.
Thank you, gong.
Yeah, sets a good tone.
Yeah. Everybody got that frequency that's listening today.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I felt it. I felt it very, like my whole body just with that one. Well, you were doing the gong before we got on live.
Yeah.
And I was telling Noah when he was playing it, because he played it for a while.
I did.
And when you're at the bottom of a pool and you're ready, you're pushing off with your feet and you're just kind of going straight up and your hands are up in the air and you're trying to like get ready to break surface so you can catch that air. That's literally what I visually saw when you were playing the gong for me.
Yeah.
I could see myself push off and just kind of go up, 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 up. And I literally imagine seeing your own spirit coming out of your body and just shooting straight up into the stars.
Yeah.
And then it happened again, but this time I was twirling. I was spinning around like a little tornado, the tail of a tornado, just spinning. My arms were up in the air, and it just felt so relaxing and so calming. And so, wow, like right now I don't have that meat suit on. I can just be, So, no. How did it make you feel when you were doing it?
Oh, listen, I love this gong. So when I was sitting there playing, before the podcast, there's a moment that comes over you. You feel it. It's palpable. Everything calms down, right? There's a shift. Subtle.
Yeah.
But there's a shift.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever the energy was to get here, playing the game to drive here, playing that game, a little bit of stress comes into your system, and then all of a sudden you sit down, take a breath, play that thing, stress is gone, right? That leaves.
Yeah.
You shift. You allow. Thank you, throat chakra. You allow some, positive vibrations to come into your being, into your body, and your higher self, your 3D self as well. Well, my ears are ringing, both of them.
Are they?
Oh yeah. And then all of a sudden you can shift. You can change. What was I thinking about? What was keeping me stuck? What was keeping me, in a moment of desert? It can break you out of that.
Yeah, where it's just dry. And I think we always are looking for like, I want more. Or when you listen to people, when I listen to people speak about like how they receive their gifts, or I had a girlfriend that was sharing a story with me a couple days ago with her experience on a little spiritual retreat that she had gone to, and she was being very vivid with. I literally, as she was speaking it, I could kind of see it in my third eye. And sometimes when people share their gifts, you're like, wow, like I wish I could see it that way. Or, we all have to realize too that we shouldn't compare ourselves to how other people receive gifts, right?
Right.
Like it's super important to realize that we're all going to be unique and the way we perceive things are going to be very different. But, she had such big third eye openings and experiences that it's like mine are sometimes a little small and just a little blurb here and a little blurb there. And then there's other days when it's like, whoa, I can't shut it down.
Yeah.
Right. But she can hear and see and felt, and she was transported, and it was super cool. And I'm like, oh, I want that.
Yeah, I know.
So might have to do a retreat and do a little journey.
Put
to
the
explore
oxygen mask on yourself first.
And do that.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
I know. Listen, I think this is a challenge that everybody's going through. And I just pulled up to Schumann Resonance. I wonder if, this was 5 days ago. It's the 17th. What is today? The 23rd? 6 days ago. Mm-hmm. Right? We're going to put this on camera for everybody. If I can get it to work, we'll try. Try that again. Go back. Earth's frequency lost control. After several days of unusually quiet activity, the Schumann resonance suddenly surged into an intense whiteout as powerful as 50 hertz burst spread across the chart.
Okay. Oh, wait. Go back up really quick.
Yeah.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been reporting pressure headaches, ringing ears, restless sleep, vivid dreams, feeling off. Pets actually unusually restless.
Yeah.
Okay. How many of you are feeling that? I think I haven't really noticed much with my animals, although maybe my little Smudge, because he's just been all over the board, zoomy everywhere.
Yeah.
But it is pretty, yes, definitely. I had a pressure headache yesterday. Ears have been ringing for days. Vivid dreams, feeling off. Not sure where, like, do you guys ever feel like you just don't know where you belong sometimes? Like, that's how the last couple of, I would say, like, on and off for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, where do I belong today, Source? Where am I supposed to be today? Am I supposed to be podcasting? Am I supposed to be writing the next book? Am I supposed to be just doing a little Kim time? Am I supposed to be hanging out with somebody drop that book again, place it down, let me know.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I've been feeling.
The instruction manual.
Yeah, the instruction
Where is it?
manual.
Where's the next instruction? Where are we?
Yeah.
What's the next step?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
I know. And being connected, and listen, I'm speaking for you for sure, because I know you have these. When you're connected as closely as you are, and it goes quiet, it's very challenging.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have to say, okay, like I tell myself, like, do you guys talk to yourself a lot? Because I do.
Yeah.
I'll be at home just talking to myself, answering myself. My husband will be like, "What, are you talking to me?" "No, sorry." "Who are you talking to?" "Myself." I will just go on and have kind of these full-blown conversations, not like I'm, cuckoo crazy. I'm just, it's almost like I feel like I'm talking to my higher self.
Yeah.
In a sense, right?
Yeah.
So, I forgot what I was just going to tell you guys. It had something to do with actually talking to yourself. But I feel like I'm supposed to always be busy.
Yeah.
And so maybe this is the time where, hey, it's busy isn't always good. And then when it's completely quiet, it's weird, and it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be at all.
I know.
Quiet is important.
But how often does this happen to you? You don't go quiet very often.
No.
Very rarely.
No, very rarely.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it gets quiet, and you're almost like, okay, what's wrong?
Where'd everybody go?
What's wrong? You're like, what's wrong? What's
Yeah.
wrong with me? What's wrong with whatever?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You just start questioning yourself at that time.
It's challenging.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
I mean, think about it. What back in the day, first of all, if I were to say that I'm talking to myself, it's not like I'm hearing, like crazy voices in my head.
Right.
But it's just, hey, should I do this today? And then my higher self will be like, well, have you thought about this or that? Or it's just this back and forth kind of thought process that to me feels like it's definitely a higher self connection.
Yeah.
But back in the day when people were very tapped in intuitively or psychically, they literally were put somewhere else, straitjacket,
Yeah, I know.
rubber room, which is so sad, right? So
Yeah.
at least today, we're at least acknowledging these gifts. Because I really do believe that there's more gifts coming.
Yeah.
That our children are being born with special gifts.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before in a podcast. A lot of these kiddos that are being born from the 90s up have just been, we may find that children have sensory stuff. They want to touch things. That is a unique, sense to them.
Yeah.
It's not, if they're struggling focusing, it's maybe because they already know it. Like they intuitively already know it. They don't need to spend time on this. They want to bring other gifts, and then here we are as parents going, is there something wrong with our children, right? So there's new gifts that are coming, and I'm reading these books. Well, I'm not reading them, I'm actually listening to them on Audible. But it's a hypnotherapist that actually does the QHHT that Dolores Cannon did, where they put you in, they talk to your your subconscious.
Right.
Okay, when
Right.
you're under, and it's crazy to me to hear how specific these people are talking under hypnosis. But we're going to Avalon. People are talking about their life. Avalon, Lemuria, and Atlantis.
Okay.
And they're talking about their lives, and the fall of Atlantis, and how they had crystals, and how they had light bodies, and how they communicated telepathically. Like there was a civilization that we were able to do that, and our goal is to get back to that civilization.
Yeah.
In a sense, where we're vibing 5D or higher,
Mm-hmm.
remote viewing each other, communicating with each other, just tap in and be able to have conversation. But these crystals that they talk about, the powers of the crystals, how the crystals can hold energy, how the crystals can heal. Like it's really fascinating because these are coming out of people's mouths that don't normally speak this language.
This kind of stuff, yeah. They're remembering.
Yeah.
When they went into their subconscious routines with QHHT, you said, right?
QHHT, yeah.
Yeah. So they went into a subconscious realm. They were able to access information that they aren't usually able to access here, right? The program changes slightly.
Yeah.
And they can dip into an old database.
And they're using words that they probably would never use on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So it's not all made up.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, ooh, I need to check out the QHHT. Have you ever done a hypnotherapy session before? I did it a couple of times for a past life. Did a past life regression, saw some cool stuff that way. At first, when you do it, you may doubt a little bit at first, like, am I making this up?
Yeah.
But it's really like the first thing that comes to your mind. It's coming to your mind for a reason. And so if you have a good hypnotherapist, they're going to kind of walk you through, like with Dolores Cannon.
Wait, have you done hypnotherapy? You have? Okay.
Yeah. It's been a minute. Last time I did it was probably 4 years ago.
Okay.
Got to experience a couple of past lives, did a whole journal page on it. She was really great. She actually put all of our... So when I got done with the hypnotherapy, I immediately got up after the session and I started writing my own notes of what I remembered.
Yeah.
And then a couple of days later, she emailed me what she heard and what she perceived. And then you marry the two together and you have this really cool experience. But like she'll take you like in an elevator and she'll be like, okay, we're going to get off on the next floor.
Yeah.
And then the elevator opens and then all of a sudden you look around. She may ask you, look at your feet. What do your feet look like? What are you wearing? What do your shoes look like? And it determines whether or not if you're male or if you're female.
Yeah.
She'll ask like what time frame you may be in.
Ooh.
They'll ask, who are the people around you? Look around your surroundings. What does it look like? But at first, when you first do it, you're kind of like, oh, am I making this up? And then you kind of doubt yourself. But then immediately after you start getting into it, it's just a flow. It just comes. If you have to think about it too much, maybe.
Yeah.
But when it just pops in, that is your subconscious remembering.
Yeah.
So it's pretty...
Is it your subconscious? Do you think that's what it is? Do you think that it's a part of our brain, or do you think that's a signal coming from some other place that we're just picking up and filtering?
I think it's a signal.
Signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yes, it's coming from us because our conscious, our subconscious is there. Like
Right.
if we remembered all the places that we've been and all the lives we've lived and all the experiences, and we came back down again to learn, and we remembered all of that, how would we learn anything?
You wouldn't learn anything.
You wouldn't. So,
Yeah.
We chose to forget,
Right.
and when we came in, we have to continue to remember who we are. So it can be intense, right? Like you can be like, oh, you can all of a sudden have this aha moment where you saw yourself in a past life, maybe in Lemuria.
Yeah.
And your skin was different colored, or, you were blue and you were a male instead of a female. And it can kind of be a shocker at first, but once you really get into meditation and you're really practicing this, or you've got a good hypnotherapist,
Yeah.
I think that you're truly tapping into the files.
It could be, huh?
Yeah, you're tapping into the files, because I believe that when we do pass, it's our soul that writes our experience in this life,
Yeah.
and then it gets filed with the Akashic records.
It gets filed away. in a database.
And we have a life review, right? We're
Yeah.
reviewed by a council that says, what did you learn? What did you experience? What took you a little bit of time to learn? And then you decide, okay, do you want to go back and continue to learn? Like, for the most part, we signed up for this stuff.
Yeah, right.
And some people will say to me, Kim, how could I have signed up to go through 2 divorces, to experience health issues, do all that? Sometimes the experience is to help other people
Yeah.
understand.
I mean, going through hard stuff, Kevin was actually saying sometimes it feels like hell here. And so it's very dense here. The challenges that we have, the stuff I'm going through, right? Very challenging.
Yeah.
But what am I learning? All kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And I have to remember that. When you go through a hard challenge, it's not necessarily because, you're a bad person.
Exactly. It's not necessarily karmic patterns.
No.
Sometimes it's a soul contract, right?
Sometimes you have to learn something.
And if we didn't sign up to learn, that would be boring.
It would be boring.
So we're going to learn both the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Exactly.
And, one of my favorite sayings is, it's not an original, but, only the strongest swords are forged under fire. So some people that have come
Say that
down,
again. Say that
only
again.
the strongest swords are forged under fire.
Yeah.
So some of us signed up for heavy, heavy, heavy duty. Some of us signed up to be very selfless and to really commit our life to, excuse me,
Yeah.
to really assisting the mass, assisting the collective, right? Whether you're signing up to for a health issue, or maybe you're struggling with, some kind of, whether it's a cancer or,
Right.
whatever the
Sure.
case may be. But they're learning something about you or the disease itself. Like, because people would be like, why would I even sign up for that stuff? Well, because people are going to learn from it
Yeah.
in the end. So I've got many people, and I'm sure you do in your life, where they're like, gosh, Kim, I can't imagine signing up for this.
I mean, you had an experience where you had a temperature of 106.
Yeah, that was crazy.
People learned from you.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
They were
Yeah.
like, holy cow, this woman came in here, 106. She should be dead. Right? Her body survived, came through it,
Yeah.
no damage.
No damage.
Look at you.
Well, sometimes I forget. Then I think to myself, oh, well, it's either age or I didn't. Yeah, it's crazy to me. And, it's often said, too, that we have several opportunities during our life where we can choose to exit.
Yeah.
So that scenario, that situation for me, I had a choice.
Did you?
1,000%.
Yeah.
I could have exited.
Yeah.
And I chose not to.
Yeah.
So I chose to stick around, obviously, because maybe my soul says, nope, not done yet. From
Yeah.
a subconscious level, my higher self was like, all right, Kim, what do you want to do here? Nope. I still have things that I need to accomplish.
You got this podcast to do.
I get this podcast, yes.
Yeah.
And this book.
And the book.
And all kinds of stuff. And beautiful grandchildren and, a beautiful family and
A lot more
fantastic
lessons.
friends and a lot of lessons. And they can be very, very heavy that they make you go, why? Why me?
Yeah.
Why did I choose this? Why did I do this to myself?
Yeah.
Because, and this is going to be a very bold statement, but a lot of people be like, well, if there's a God, then why is God doing this to me? God isn't doing it to you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel. Do you?
Right. No, I don't. Nope. When you, and we're kind of referring to initiation. It's called a show called Initiation on Gaia, where, it reinforces some of the things we already know, some of the things we remember, that we plan our life before we come here. Now, we don't plan to drop a pen
Right.
on the table
Right,
or anything like that.
right.
The menial stuff, we don't plan for that stuff. But the big lessons, the things we're trying to learn, those things are planned, right, on our timeline, usually.
And we're all supposed to experience all the feelings, all the feels.
Yeah.
We're all, we've all been masculine and we've all been feminine.
Yep.
We've both, we've all gone through the good stuff. We've all been rich. We've all been really poor. If you haven't yet, it's part of that contract,
Yeah.
right? So sometimes it's, you say, why do you, I kind of see it as this. I kind of see like a checklist up in when you're with Source, you have this multiple choice. Okay, do you want to be male or female? Oh, I guess I'll be a female in this life. Okay, do you want to be? Oh, okay, I guess I'll do this one. Okay, well, at what age do you think you want to exit? I don't know. That looks like a good number. I'll sign up there. Like, when all you know is love, and it's all you've ever experienced, and you're coming down to Earth for your very first time. How do you know what you want to be? How do you know what you want to experience? You just hear all about, oh, well, I don't know what guilt is. I don't know what going through a divorce feels. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll sign up for a divorce. All right, yep, I'll you know what? I'm going to have, 5 kids. Man, that sounds good. I don't even know what that means, but yeah, sure. And then,
Build a home.
It's your number's called and boom, down you go. And then you come back up and you review with the council, how did you feel about that? That was really, really hard lesson. But you know what? I really enjoyed experiencing it. And now, you know what? I don't want to do that one again. This time in this life, I'm going to be a male.
Yeah.
Because I want to feel this or that. And so I kind of see it as, sometimes it's just, you get to a point when you incarnate back, and we do fall into patterns.
Yeah.
Where sometimes we get so stuck in 3D that we're just kind of cycling through. And so we get to a point where we have to be like, okay, this is taking me 3 or 4 lives to figure it out.
Yeah.
Now I want to break that karmic pact or that ancestral curse, if you will. I don't want my family to struggle through this or that or myself. And so you just have to make a hard stop.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So it's interesting to me. Because I wish if I could take a magic wand and sprinkle it over the world, yes, the world would be peace. Everyone would love each other.
Yeah.
We would all appreciate each other. We would all have unique gifts, and they're all beautiful. There wouldn't be competition. There wouldn't be ego.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a starving child in this world.
Do you think your higher being has an ego?
No.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Mine does.
I think my higher being can be a little feisty.
Yeah, there's an ego there.
But I don't know. Okay, help me make that make sense.
It's much more subtle than human beings, right? But there's definitely a piece of you that's been around a long time, right?
Yeah.
Probably millions of years.
Yeah.
Like me, right? And there's definitely some ego that comes with, well, I've learned. How much have I learned over those millions of years versus maybe a new soul? Right? Because people, they told you this probably all your entire life. You're an old soul, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same thing with me.
Yeah.
Been around for a while. There's an ego there. It's not very loud, but it exists for sure.
As a higher being, though? Because
yeah.
there's no... Okay. I'm going to have to chew that one up a little bit. Think about it.
I mean, think about the things you just talked about on this page.
Yeah.
What did you choose to do? So I don't want to do that divorce again.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right. So then, you're still using human experience to
make choices.
Yeah. Right. And your human experience, whether it's, some human beings have really strong ego, right? Mm-hmm. They can't get out of their own way. Mm-hmm. Right. But does that come from their higher self, or does that just come from their 3D experience on life? And I think it probably both. Or I don't think you can discount and say that your higher being has no ego at all. I don't think that's true. There's some part of you from your higher being that has some ego.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And like I said, I think it's subtle.
Yeah.
But I think it exists.
Just a skosh.
Just a skosh.
Just a little bit of ego.
I know. And we talk about the balance all the time too. You can't just come here and experience love. You would have no perspective. Mm-hmm. Your perspective would be shallow. Mm-hmm. It would be one experience. No, that's not what you want to come here for, right? You get all these emotions. That's why our bodies are so dense. And when we get an emotion, we feel it in our body, right? Because we want to experience these things.
Yeah. No, that's very true. And when you were touching your stomach like that, the feel, it made me think of a question that gets asked quite a bit. Like, Kim, how do you know the difference between your mind talking and intuition? And so, I had to really process that because, sometimes it just hits you and you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I like to tell people is that when you are experiencing or you're trying to trust your own discernment, the first thing that, for me, intuition comes like a gut punch. Like somebody, I don't want to say like punches me, but it comes and it hits my stomach in a way that I'm like, oh, I could feel it right there in that gut area. But sometimes the head will come in, because this is another thing that I like to tell people, like the head will sometimes, it can potentially sabotage you, right? It's going to get you all upside down, inside out. Your heart will sometimes lie to you, and it will sometimes make you feel like you're in love, but really maybe you're infatuated, but your gut will never lie. So lining up all three of those things is a process, right? So when you're trying to discern if it's your mind talking, let's say you're trying to make a big decision on a career. Okay, you're like, I'm trying to decide if I should go this way or that way. And all of a sudden you get this feeling coming in. The first thing that you want to say is, where did it come from and how did it make you feel? Did it come in this way and how did it make you feel? So if it came in through the mind and your heart is kind of all over the board around it, it's probably just a thought that you're trying to weigh. Okay. But if it's a thought that came in and you feel it in your stomach, it's probably a very solid, intuitive hit. That's trying to lead you.
You can trust that information more.
You can trust that information more. Always trust your gut. Your gut will never lie, but your head and your heart will. Yeah. In a sense. Like your heart's not trying to lie, but it's going to feel like there's many ways to feel love. Like you have love for your family, you have love for your partner, you have love for your friendships, you have love for your children. Not all those loves feel the exact same way. It's a different, like having grandchildren is a different form of love.
Facet of love.
Yes, a different facet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting, huh?
Yeah. This is incredibly interesting. I think a lot of people don't even look at the minutia like this.
Yeah.
They don't really understand. They get up, they take the shower, they get the coffee, they go to work, they check the email. They feel what? Monday morning.
The routine.
The Monday morning blues.
Yes.
The Sunday night blues.
What is that all about?
Well, you don't want to be doing that routine in that pattern, right? Something exciting, that's a different feeling. Yeah. You get up, you have, what am I doing today? Yeah. Am I bringing the gong in today? Yeah, bring the gong. Something different. Break the pattern.
Break the pattern.
Right? Don't go to, if your pattern is Starbucks every Monday morning, break the pattern. Try something. Go for a walk. Yeah. Try something new. Yeah. No, I think that's important because we get stuck in the rut. We're patterns. Human beings are nothing but patterns. Yeah. Right. We learn from who? Our parents. Where do they learn from? Their parents. Their parents. Right. This conversation I go back to with Kevin. I said, okay, now remove right and wrong from life. People get wild. Right. Where were you taught right and wrong? And he goes, well, that's, part of my being. I said, no, you were taught right and wrong. Where? School, church, right? Religion. Yeah. That's where you were taught right and wrong. But I said, remove right and wrong, put yourself on a desert island or put yourself on an island, a jungle island, whatever. What are the rules? There are none. Kill or be killed. You're the rule maker. That's it. Yeah. No, it's very true. Survival. Right. Your instinct to survive is the core nature of who you are. Yeah. To survive. Right? But there's no rules. It gets wild. It does. You fight for resources. You kill for resources. You remove any obstacle that is going to keep you from surviving. Right? Yeah. Right and wrong is something we've been taught along the way. And rightfully so. We need right and wrong. We need moral code. We need a value structure in our community and our culture. Otherwise, it would be chaos. Yeah. Absolute chaos. No speed limits. Really? Just as fast as you want on the freeway? Well, think about it. What was it back in the 20s or 30s and they'd drive in those old cars and they're just there's no lanes and they're all going back and forth. And I don't know how they didn't smack into each other. Yeah, the horse and buggy. Yeah, they were just all over. Even when the first Model T or whatever, the Ford came out and they, were honking but there was no left lane, right lane, go this way, go that way. People were still walking in the streets and it's definitely chaos. We had to develop rules. We have to have structure, yeah. We had to develop rules for ourselves to drive around a place. Yeah. Right? And then roads and then striping on the roads and then signage everywhere to keep you in bounds, right? Yeah. In between the lines. How do you learn how to drive? Driver's ed, your parents, right? You're taught all these things along the way. You don't even realize it. Right and wrong is taught. And our job is to unteach everything we've been taught. Well, forget everything. Forget everything. Forget everything. Don't forget how to dance. Try to remember who you are. Relearn dancing.
Yeah.
relearn, whatever, right?
Absolutely.
Keep in mind there's right and wrong, right? You can't go 100 miles on the freeway. You're going to get a ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're taught this stuff. We're patterns.
We are patterns.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're taught patterns. We watch patterns.
We're programmed.
We learn from patterns.
Sure.
We literally watch TV programming. They called it programs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you break down, I can't remember the word, but you like break down words, you know, like, God, I can't even think of one, but it's, I have a couple friends that do it. And when they say the words, they break it down into its actual meaning.
Program.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Something like that. I can't remember what it's actually called, but it's fascinating. You can buy a book that has all these different words. Like, God, I wish I could come up with an example right now of how it works. But let's see. Trying to think of one.
Abracadabra. That's too complicated.
Yeah, that one might be how to break down words and their meaning.
Well, I'll see. What is this called? What is that called?
Yeah, unbelievable. So unbelieve, don't believe, right?
Yeah.
But if you, okay, let's see here.
For example, the word unportable breaks it out as not, port, carry, able, capable of. Unportable.
Yeah, I'm going to have to remember and come up with a couple ones to share with you in our next podcast because some of them are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
On how they're, morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good. Like who wants, like we're wishing people a good day to mourn. I hope your day mourns. Good. MOURNING.
Yeah.
So there for a while, I was like, I'm not saying good morning anymore. I'm not wishing anybody a happy morning.
Okay.
I don't want people to mourn.
Yeah.
So then it was like grand risings.
Grand risings.
Grand risings. Because that is actually saying.
Listen, you breaking that pattern. Whew.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So I want you to have a beautiful day of gorgeous risings. So it's the spin on, it's the trick on words.
Yeah.
That there's a gentleman on TikTok. I think it's 777 Truth. And he used to be pretty, that's all he would talk about. He would focus on these words. And it's crazy, the programming just in words. And all I did was give you an example of good morning.
Yeah.
No.
You don't even think about it.
No.
Right?
We just say it because that's what we're...
And what did all the kids say to their teachers every morning?
Good morning, Miss Kim.
Or whatever.
Yeah. So
good morning.
it's pretty crazy. Let's see.
TV programming, the curation and scheduling of television shows and content. Two main sides of programming. The term programming in television has two common meanings depending on the context. But what does the word programming mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I should look up what the meaning of programming is.
Oh, what is the name of it? Let me see if I can...
At its core,
Stand by.
this is talking about computer programming, right? Programmers, what programming involves, writing code, where is it used, entertainment, healthcare. Programming powers almost every piece of modern technology. Without it, websites, mobile apps, video games, of course, programming.
Mm-hmm.
So if we zoom out and we look at programming, and we have code running in us, this is what we're running.
Yeah, we're running our system.
Our programming.
Our programming.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy is 777 Truther. He's been kind of shut down a couple of times. They took him down for speaking his truth. But if you pull him up, 777 Truth. TikTok.
Okay.
He actually breaks down the verbiage on these words. He's got a gift to be able to tell us what they're really telling us through how we speak.
Yeah.
Is the best way for me to explain it. You should check it out. It's fascinating. It's very fascinating.
Okay. So here he is, 777 Truther. Is this the guy?
Let me see. Where am I looking?
Right here. Truther 777?
The guy, let's see here. Can you click on him or will we get shut down?
Fair warning, this will not be my...
That's not him.
That's not him.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
There he is.
This guy?
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
Glory be to God. This is everything you need to know and more.
Solomon's temple, soul, sun, mon, moon. That house.
Did you see that?
Yeah. He breaks it all
He
down.
breaks
Solomon,
it-
soul, mon.
Yeah. He breaks it all down into a special coating, and there's a special word for it. I don't know the nomenclature.
He almost deciphers words.
Yes, that's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
With our normal, he'll put together an entire sentence, and then he'll go back and break it down as to what it really means.
Yeah. What is the programming?
What
behind
is the
those words?
programming behind it? It's very
Isn't that
fascinating.
funny?
And it's not always, for the good. Like it's sometimes like yucky stuff that we're actually saying
Right.
in the grand scheme of things. And they say be careful what you speak out loud, right? Because each word is a frequency. Even when you're talking to yourself, like I'll tease myself all the time and I'll be like, what did I come upstairs here for? You ding dong. Like what did you forget? And then I hear my higher self say, don't talk to yourself like that. I'm like, oh, come on. I was joking. And they're like,
Your body
it's a
doesn't know.
vibration. It's a frequency.
Your body doesn't know the difference.
Yeah. So
Your brain does, but not
No.
your body.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was having a conversation with my sons about this, and my son that's doing golf in college, he's got a sports psychologist, and they talk about how do you speak to yourself, right? What
you
sort
can't
of-
even joke with yourself, Noah.
It's
not good.
It's not
Not
good.
allowed to.
Well, I mean, you can, but don't do it in a negative way.
Yeah. Even if you call yourself a ding dong, it's
Yeah.
not a very. Like I remember one time I was, my grandson was over. I was watching my grandkids, and the oldest one wanted to draw. So we were sitting on the island, and we pulled out some markers and stuff like that. And he says, "Noi, will you draw with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not a very good artist." I go, I called myself a ding dong or something like that. And he stops and he looks at me and he goes, "Noi, would you ever say that to me?" And I said, "No, I wouldn't." And he goes, "Then why are you talking to yourself so negatively?"
Wow.
This is a 8-year-old.
Wow.
Like it was a Godsmack moment.
That's
Like it brought
awesome.
tears in my eyes because I was saying, "Oh yeah, no, I'm a stinky. I'm not a very good artist. I'm horrible actually. Like you don't want me to be on your drawing team." And then he looked at me and he said that, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say that to me, so why would you say that to yourself? And I'm like, good point. Thank you.
I mean, that wisdom that came out of that 8-year-old young man,
100%.
incredible.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't even think about it.
Just came right out.
Just came right out.
So
I know.
maybe we need to be 8 more often.
Well, I think the lessons that we learn, they can come from anywhere, right? They can come from a beggar on the side of the street.
Yeah.
They can come from a cat.
Yeah.
They can come from all these other places, just depending on how you're looking, where your focus is, what's your perspective,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
Your 8-year-old grandson.
He's so fun.
Yeah.
He is good.
What a great lesson.
He teaches
for
me
you.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I love that it was an 8-year-old that said it
Yeah.
because it hit harder than it would an adult.
Yeah.
Like, Kim, you shouldn't talk to yourself like that. I know. But it was he stopped me in my tracks.
Yeah.
So I guess sometimes we need to just sit down and enjoy our littles and let their wisdom come through. Because even though they're younger and smaller than us, doesn't necessarily mean that they're not wiser than us as far as the soul goes.
They have less programming.
Exactly.
So
they're fresh.
the messages can come out a little bit better.
Clearer.
Right?
Yeah.
But they know right and wrong. He knows right and wrong, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
But where did he learn that from? School. His
His
mom.
parents.
His dad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Patterns.
Absolutely.
We learn from each other
all the time.
all the time.
And if we're not learning, we're not living.
Yeah. And so, listen, sometimes the patterns are bad. Alcoholism, that's a pattern that's learned.
Yeah.
You see it.
Yeah.
And it's all over our culture, everywhere.
Oh, I get so frustrated. I get tired of seeing the commercials, the vodka commercials, or the this commercial, or the that, the Budweiser. I mean, the horses are beautiful, but like,
Yeah.
the billboards, the this, the that, like the Hollywood, there's always, it's just been shoved down our throat.
Well, it's a pattern.
It's pattern.
The funny thing is that cigarettes have been taken off
Yeah.
for advertising.
Yeah.
Right? You can't advertise for cigarettes,
Right.
right?
Right.
Well, at least we figured out that pattern. Because, back in the day, they were like, smoke menthols when you get sick, it'll help you. What? Is that true?
Do you remember when you used to be able to smoke on an airplane?
Yeah.
That was back in the day.
I mean, it's been so long since I've seen an airplane with an ashtray in its hand, and the little
side.
handset there, and
Yeah.
whatever the handle is that keeps you from touching everybody. Yeah, they used to have those. And when I was flying as a young man, I remember playing with that thing, pushing on it, clicking it,
Yeah.
right? What is this thing?
Mm-hmm.
People used to smoke here right next to you?
Yeah.
Wild.
It was wild. It was crazy.
I'm glad we don't smoke on planes anymore.
Oh, I agree.
Right.
It doesn't need to happen. You want to be a smoker, that's fine. No judgment.
Yeah.
But not in an airplane.
And now I think I drove by a gas station the other day. I took notice of their sign. It was $13 for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, it's I remember.
Or 12 or something. It was way up there.
I was a smoker in high school.
Yeah.
And my girlfriends and I would always leave lunch and we'd go down to the little gas market place down in Niwot, and cigarettes were $1.25 a pack.
Yeah.
Marlboro Lights.
They were giving them away.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And now they're $13 a pack. Mm-mm.
Yeah, $13
No, thank you.
a pack. I mean,
bizarre.
that's, what is it, 20 cigarettes in a pack? Is that what it comes with? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pattern, right?
Yeah. Always capitalizing on us some way, somehow.
It's just interesting because when you take a step back and you look and you see, okay, what patterns am I running? And then you start to identify them, you acknowledge them. You're like, wait a second, I can break this pattern, right? I can make a different choice. I don't have to go down this path. I don't have to have the same pattern, whether it's alcoholism or whatever it is that is nagging at you. You can always see these patterns. And when you acknowledge them, look at them, and then you can go, wait a sec.
Yeah.
I can do something different.
I have control over this. This doesn't have control over me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then you see 30 commercials where everybody's drinking.
Yeah.
Or everybody has drinks. You can't actually have a commercial and take a sip of that beverage. Do you know that? That's a rule. You can have the beverage there, but you can't be drinking it. Actually, I don't know if this is true, but one of the comedians in Joe Rogan's network, can't think of his name off the top of the head. It'll come to me. But he was in a commercial, and they said, you can't drink this in a commercial. You can have it, but you can't drink it.
Interesting.
Isn't that
I'm
weird?
trying to think, like, I can't think of any times where, Crown Royal or Smirnoff or whatever, like, you're just seeing the bottle. You're seeing people grab it, maybe out of the ice machine.
But you never see it.
But
when
you're
you're
never
drinking.
seeing it.
Yeah.
Now, in the movies, it's different. They're not allowed to show you the label.
Right. Or if it's product placement, they can. Somebody's paying for that. Coca-Cola, they're paying for product placements for sure in movies. Diet Coke. Will Ferrell just has this new show on Netflix. You can see some product placements along the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, interesting. Yeah, he's partnered with this. Or he says something in his script. This is this new golf thing that he's doing on Netflix. It's just a 10-part series, episodes, 23, 24 minutes long each episode. It's hilarious. All these references, it's a good show. I enjoy it.
And what's it called?
Hawk.
Okay.
The Hawk. He plays this character where he's this PGA pro that's kind of fallen out of fame and kind of fallen out of favor because he wasn't doing that well on the tour, screwed up a 3-foot putt on the U.S. Open, and kind of his career took a nosedive. And he was on the Corn Ferry Tour. Corn Ferry's the one right below, right? And he won 3 Corn Ferry Tour events to get back into the PGA. Everybody's mad at him, except him, right? It's a great story. I mean, it's a fun story to watch. There's a bunch of patterns in it, though. Everybody's drinking. Every single scene, almost every episode, there's alcohol involved.
Yeah. Even with like Days of Our Lives or the soap operas back in the day, you know, they always had the pretty,
Decanters.
The decanter with the glass, and they'd pull the ice cube out, and
They made it look so elegant.
they did.
Yeah.
They did for sure.
Not talking about how bad alcohol can be for you.
Oh my gosh.
Right, the whole time. Or cigarettes, right? They were doing that same thing in cigarettes in all the shows that we're watching. So when you zoom out, you can see these patterns, right? Not only what's being shown to us on television, but what we're being taught in school, right and wrong, all the other things, right? All the other patterns. When you watch a television show now, I don't know if you've noticed or picked up on this, but the sequencing of the show is only 5 seconds on frame. 5 seconds, then it transitions. Every 5 seconds, you see something new in frame on the television. You don't even you don't even realize it while you're watching the show. That's why switching camera angles is so important. That's why, because people don't want to watch this for 30 minutes.
Right.
They want different camera angles. Me, you, together.
Yeah.
The screen, what's being shown on the.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm using patterns to identify from television what's going to work here on the podcast.
Well, and I think it seems like it's a theme today, but maybe over the next, if you've been struggling for the last couple of weeks, if you're one of the listeners out there that's been going through some tough stuff, maybe stop, pause, go somewhere, sit in nature, and maybe try to observe yourself from a different angle and say, okay, what patterns are going on in my life right now that I need to review?
Isn't it funny that Calvert brought those up after we were talking about patterns just the week before that, right? Right.
Well, and you brought them up with me this week too, or last week. Recognize the patterns.
Find the pattern.
And sometimes you have to hear, why is it that we can hear ourselves say, Kim, recognize the pattern, but then I won't listen to myself. But then all of a sudden, a complete stranger or a friend or my podcast host will say, Kim, step back, look at the pattern. I'm like, oh yeah, why didn't I do that? Why am I not listening to myself?
Programming,
right? So sometimes we have to stop, pause, take a deep breath. I love how you said observe yourself from a different angle. Maybe even visually pretend you're putting on a different, set of glasses and try to remove yourself from the situation and be an outsider looking in. I know it's a lot harder than it's not easy, but if you just take some time, get in nature and say, what are the patterns I need to see in my life that are not healthy for me right now?
Yeah.
And it's because as soon as we recognize them and we chew through it a little bit, we at that point say, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop doing this, or I need to eat better, or I need to work out, or whatever the case may be, whatever that pattern is. So, yeah.
It's really interesting. I have a little experiment that I was walking Kevin through. You can put your focus anywhere, your attention, right? So if you put some attention on your right foot, you can't see it necessarily, but you can put your attention on your right foot, wiggle your toes, right? But I'm also here. My focus is here with you, so I can focus on two things at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Now put your focus on this spot of the air, and you're talking at the same time. You can do that. You can focus on this thing and talking at the same time.
Right.
Now turn that focus towards you and look at yourself and talk at the same time. You can kind of walk through this experiment, and you can kind of watch yourself observe. You can kind of watch yourself observe yourself. Consciousness, Eckhart Tolle actually says this very elegantly. I'm going to have to look this up. I'll bring it up next time. But I think it's something goes like this. When your conscious awareness can observe yourself, then you can break the patterns. Right?
Say that one more time, Noah.
When your conscious awareness can observe yourself, you can break the patterns.
Yes.
Because now you have consciousness outside of yourself,
right?
Observing you, watching you go through these patterns. And all of a sudden you reboot.
Yeah.
Or refresh, Control-Delete, back to factory default. Right? Or the upgrade comes through.
Yeah. All right. Let's break some patterns this week, people.
We're going to break some patterns. We're going to wrap this up. We've got stuff coming up here in about 10 minutes.
Yes.
So.
You guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment.
Kim,
We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you for that pattern. Yes. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.
Yeah. Just say hi or something. Let us know what you think, what your thoughts are, if you're breaking patterns too.
I love this.
Yes. Till next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.